Hello guys and welcome to another video. This time I'm going to be doing a short unboxing and quick review of the Thrustmaster TH8A, the shifter that I've been having on my channel in some of the older videos, but I've never really got around to really using it on a video the proper way it should be used. So I want to test some heel and toe action and some manual gearbox action, and today I'll be showcasing this shifter. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and let's get started with the unboxing. This is the unboxing of the Thrustmaster shifter. It's a pretty simple box. As you guys can see, everything comes very well packaged, and after you take the advertisement box off, you have a proper card box. So what do we have here? Some manuals. We have the shifter knob, some screws. This is for the sequential faceplate. I'm not sure if I'll be using this. I think I will enjoy a different, proper purpose-built sequential shifter, but this is a nice option to have. These are the cables, which are very interesting. This is the main piece of the shifter, and I already have some screws here ready to put it on the cockpit. So these are the screws I'll be using. These screws are M6 screws. You can see here, this is the kind of M6 screw. This is a clamp if you have a table. This is the clamp with some screws here. You can attach this to the base of the shifter here. This attaches here in the base, and then you can clamp to a desk or to some different solution when cockpit mounting. But I like to screw everything in. It's much safer and everything gets very well stuck. This is the variation of the cable where you can connect to a Thrustmaster wheelbase. In my case, I'll be connecting directly with the USB version of the cable. These screws and accessories are to change the faceplate here. You'll need a very small Allen wrench key to adjust the position of the faceplate by unscrewing these screws, and at the same time to change the faceplate from the H-Pattern shifter to the sequential shifter. There is also a tension adjustment knob, a tension adjustment screw here, where you adjust the tension on the shaft. So if you want the shaft to feel loose or more tense, you can change that on the screw here with the Phillips style of wrench. I have already assembled my cockpit. As you can see here, I have some tripods for the camera and the microphone. This is my girlfriend's setup, together with my own setup here for the computer. And I have this little corner here, but because I got some caster wheels on the front, it's pretty easy to access the pedal part and to also record the pedals with that camera. I added this little bit to the cockpit in order to make the mounting of the shifter way easier. Here you guys can see my tools for mounting, and depending on which screws you are using, you can use different tools, but I'm going to be using these screw heads. So with the hexagonal key, it's usually pretty easy to tighten everything pretty well. I have some variations on the screws. The M6 hole is the hole that actually is used by this shifter, which is the same as a general purpose camera screw. This should be easy, even though I usually can use up to M8s for bolting stuff into the aluminium profile. Regarding my options, I think I can mount it like this here for a very secure screwing into this. or I can try to slot in sideways some screws here, but I think that will create a problem with the bucket seat. Maybe it could only be a little bit more forward, and then I would have to bring the structure back, and maybe it would be better for the mouse. I don't know, I'm using this as a support, as a mouse support, but still I think the position that I would usually go for would be like this, so I have more room for adjustment back and forth without having to unscrew everything, and everything is going to be very tight and very well screwed. The only thing is that the adjustment tension here won't be available, so I have to find the tension that I enjoy as quickly as possible, because then to get to this I'll have to unscrew this part. Now, as you guys can see, I was using extra shims to protect the shifter from any damage from scratches and everything. It was pretty easy to install the shifter and everything worked as it is supposed to do. I'm adapting some metal pieces that are not a purpose-built shifter support handles, and even though I'm just using what should have been used for monitor supports, but the monitor would not stand in a place where I wanted it to be, so I'm reusing these parts as a shifter mounting system, and it's working quite nice. I'm even using the VESA mounting plate for my mousepad. Pretty strong, safe and easy to use cable connection as well here, where you can change between the USB cable and the cable that connects to the wheelbase. Here you guys can see the cable is just not very long, it's just shy of probably 2 meters, so it's not the longest cable, or maybe 1.5 meters. You can work that out in the other kinds of measurement, but it's a very strong, high quality cable. Overall, the mounting experience was very easy. Hello guys, so now that we have installed the shifter in the cockpit, we have to install also the software, and there is a calibration tool here on the Thrustmaster website. We also have a firmware update. The firmware update seems to have some instructions on how to upgrade. This is a template regarding the setup. If you want to be looking into details, we have the user manual as well in digital form, and here we can see the adjustment for the tension. Luckily I've adjusted the tension already. These are the drivers. Let's see if I have downloaded them already. Oh, I already have the drivers. And the calibration tool. I think I already have the calibration tool. So here we have a calibration tool where it detects the position This is basically just doing the movements of the shifter over and over again. Okay, we have these lights. Everything seems to be working just fine. Now the fine-tuning will be to just adjust these bars where the detection zones start. So let's see. I don't know if I should make this quicker or make everything just on the tip. Maybe I'm going to try with this sort of fine-tuning where just the gears just enter when we are right at the tip. So for reverse and seventh gear will be right on the edge. suspension is good, everything is nice. I think I just want to pick up the whole structure and push it just a tiny bit forward. And maybe I'm not sure if I could leave this here or put it on the other side and take a little bit more cable off the cockpit from the cable management. Other than that, everything seems to be working. The fine tune is saved, so things should be working just fine. So here we are. This time we are about to be testing this Ferrari that I modded, the F40, and I've tried to create a more racy version of this car, and at the same time I have a short sprint race where I'll be using the H-Pattern Shifter. So here we are, guys, ready to test the shifter, and what better car to choose than a car from the 80s, Ferrari F40. So this car is going to be a little bit crazy. I changed the car physics quite a bit to make this car a little bit more racy. I'm using a cleaner UI so everything is easier to see. Let's test out this car. Whoa, whoa, careful. The shifts are very precise and the gearbox is very comfortable to use. Well, as you guys can see, I'm not used to it. I just used the wrong shift. And this car has some crazy turbo lag. And when the turbo power kicks in, the rear end steps out. This is just an insane experience. I don't think I'm even going to shift into first because the car has way too much power in first gear. Well, this is a huge challenge to drive, especially with the Formula steering wheel. At least I haven't locked up the rear end of the car, which is the usual thing when starting to try the heel and toe technique. I was going to shift with the pedal shifters, I'm just so used to that. I think the tires are way too cold, and that's going to be a struggle. I need to find a way of driving where I'm able to just hit the tires a little bit more. Whoa, I can't really shift like that. I was going to shift like I'm used to shift in real life. You guys are watching my honest first reaction to driving this car in this manner. I'm just really missing having, whoa, a steering wheel that I can grab in any part of the steering wheel, because this is a Formula steering wheel. The force feedback is way too strong for me. Everything is going too strong. This is such a violent experience. So now that I am mentally more prepared, let's try a second time. This time I hope I can do better. I wanted to drive and talk while driving this car in this context, but I'll think I have to voice over later because this is going to be very challenging. Even though I modded these cars to be a lot more racy and fun to drive, they're still challenging somehow. And not only that, but the AI drives them better than I do, and I don't even max out the AI so that I can try to follow them. At the same time, I might need to use all my focus just to keep this car on track, because these cars have a lot of turbo lag and they feel like the car is trying to kill you every time you're driving around the track, especially with these bumps. As you guys can hear in my voice, the bumps are making me shake in the seat. Whoa. This was the turbo lag I was telling you guys about. Especially on lower gears, the tires don't handle this much power, they don't have enough grip. I'm not even sure if I want to go to second gear here. It seems like I did the best choice since I'm getting some positions. Whoa. I almost hit that car. Whoa. And I got distracted with the clutch, even though I changed the clutch a little bit. Whoa. Driving this car with the shifter, especially with strong force feedback around this track, it's just so immersive. Whoa. I messed up with the shifts. Lucky this is a sprint race, otherwise I would have to go into the pits to repair the car. I was almost going for the next gear when I noticed that maybe that would be a bad choice. Careful. Second gear is really hard to put the foot down. I think now I'm going to try second gear in that corner where I quit using second gear. Here, let's see. I almost messed up the car again. But I think I'm being very precise. This is the first time I'm driving this car with the H-Pattern Shifter. And I think I'm getting a hang of it. And this is my first time really going all out with heel and toe technique and H-pattern shifter instead of pedal shifters. There was a time where I did a little bit of heel and toe with the H-pattern because I was driving the Mazda's MX-5 and that actually helped me get faster lap times with that car in some online races. But now driving this car with heel and toe, this is just insane. I keep locking up the tires, and I think the rear tires are pretty cold. That's the problem. If the tires were not this cold, I wouldn't have the rear end step out like this on me. I think I'm destroying the car. I think the mouse has just fallen off. So for my conclusions regarding this shifter review, it was very easy to install, very easy to configure and to use. The value is insane. I've heard about its incredible durability and it's very comfortable for me to be using it while driving in Assetto Corsa. And it was my first serious test with it while doing the heel and toe technique. So I'm pretty satisfied. The price is also very inviting, especially if you get it on a sale. Usually I just try to buy stuff in sales because it's pretty hard to afford this kind of hobby. I always search for really good sales on this kind of equipment. At the same time, because this is not a very recent piece of hardware, there is lots of information about it online, and this shifter has been tried and tested in the test of time, and people are still using it today, so I'm very confident with this shifter. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave your opinions and comments in the part below the video. Don't forget also to leave your like or dislike for me to have an idea if you are enjoying the videos. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the bell notification icon so you can always follow me for more content. Thank you very much, have a great day and see you on the racetrack.